Everybody, John Van Dyke here for New Jersey Exposed. Today is Monday, September 27th, 2021. Time is 2:51 p.m. Jersey time. All right, another Blue Zero hero that has a bad outcome for a citizen. You know, I'm always saying, you people think I'm just being funny. Well, I am being funny and sarcasm, but there's a lot of truth to what I say. This is another story of some well-trained, dedicated professional heroes, and here's the key word, out risking our lives as they protect and serve the government. Story. This is reported on revolttv.com and came out on September 21st. Reads as follows: two ex-California cops indicted for beating black teen left footprint on his face. And there it is. Yes, I feel safe knowing they're out there, risking our lives every day. I love to hear what the cop apologists, the blue ball lickers, the blue ball tossers, the blue goose swallowers, the blue lollipop suckers have to say about this one. I'm sure they'll probably say, well, you know, if you only cooperated and stopped resisting, you know, when the officer stops you, you're supposed to answer all their questions. I have not read the story, so let's find out. Excuse me. Two former California police officers were indicted for assaulting a black teenager during a pursuit and arrest last December. Now, this all comes back when I've told you my retired cop friends have told me, hey, if we gotta chase you, you're taking a shot. On Friday, September 17th, San Joaquin, see, I said it right, Joaquin County District Attorney Tory Verber Salazar announced that former Stockton Police Department officers Omar, well, he's guilty right there, Omar Villapua and Michael Stiles would each be charged with felony counts of assault by a public officer and assault with force likely to cause great bodily injury. This grand jury indictment reminds us all that when police use unlawful force, which is every day, they undermine community trust. Well, they've undermined it a long time ago. It's already undermined it, Salazar said. As the daughter of a police officer, I know how important that responsibility is to restore community trust, safety, and honor to the profession. Well, if you want to restore all those things you said, the way to restore it is to hold these Blue Zero heroes accountable, and when they are convicted, you send them to prison, to jail. None of this giving them little sweetheart deals where they never spend a day in prison and you get them on, they go on some kind of release program where they can behave for a year and have it all, you know, first offenders program and have it all erased. No, no deals. They get convicted, they get sentenced, you send them to jail, and the word starts getting out, hey, if I screw up and do something stupid, I'm going to jail. Because right now, the way I see it, folks, when these cops hurt people, they rarely have a dog in a fight. They never are held personally accountable. They never have to pay for the doctor bills. They never spend a day in jail for the crap that they do, that they perpetrate on people and hurt people. They get away with it all the time, and this is why it happens, because these bad cops know that they can get away with a lot of crap, and if they get caught, they know not a whole lot's going to happen. And if it's an older cop that has enough time on the job, he just retires, saves his pension. Last year, Villapua and Stiles beat Devin Carter. I'm assuming this is the Devin Carter right here. Beat Devin Carter after he was accused of driving more than 100 miles per hour to his father's home. The officers chased the teen for 3 minutes before he was forced to stop. Body camera footage showed the officers pulling Carter out of his vehicle. They probably beat the crap out. I'll see if I can find that video and I'll include it. Out of his vehicles, they yelled explicitives at the boy and told him to stop resisting. Of course. They're choking you, they're beating the living crap out of you. In this case, they're putting their footprint on his face, and you're just moving from excruciating pain, and somehow you are resisting. You see the bullshit that they pull on us, people? This is why I have no sympathy for any cop that gets caught. I have no sympathy for him, and I have no sympathy for these do-nothing good cops out there that say nothing and allow it to happen. They yell expletives at the boy and told him to stop resisting. Carter screamed in pain. And see, I didn't even read that. And what did I just say? They're hurting you. Anybody that's ever had extreme pain put on you, I've had it because I was in wrestling and I did some other things, and you get a move put on you. You know, your hand's getting twisted, or your arm, or you got some kind of maneuver on you that's causing a lot of pain. You're moving, man, because it's hard. It's natural instinct to move, because by moving like that and yelling, you're crowding, you're flooding the brain, and that helps the brain deal. The brain can't deal with all these things at once, so it can't focus on the pain all at once. Carter screamed in pain and told the cops that he was not resisting. Yeah, you are. Give us your fucking hands, one of the officers said. Oh, nice. John Burris, who represents Carter and his family, released photos of his client after the violent arrest. He said his client feared for his life. Yeah, I fear for my life every time I got one of these cops coming at me for official business. Because it seems like every time they show up, there's a problem that they create and somebody gets hurt, and taxpayers end up paying out, which I'm sure will be the case in this one. Devin, there was fear on the part of Devin when police were pursuing him. He said that's the kind of fear African-American man will have on a dark road when there's no one else who can protect you and save you. And I agree, it's 100%. And I'm not saying it's just because I'm making excuses or anything, but that's the truth, the true reality here in America, that a black man getting pulled over by one of these cops, one of these race soldier cops, it's not going to have a good outcome for them, because there are certain groups, there's a certain amount of white people out there in the law enforcement community that have issues with black people, because they find them, you know, for what it is, maybe black people picked on them when they were younger, or maybe because on the job they have to go into the minority communities, which tend to have a little higher problem, and they get frustrated and they just lump every black person into it. Let's see. Burris also applauded the district attorney for the indictment. District Attorney Tori Verber Salazar is to be commended for criminally prosecuting the Stockton police who brutally beat Devin Carter, a helpless teenager. He said in a written statement, this prosecution, regardless of the outcome, should send a clear message. It doesn't send any message, because these bad cops, have a short memory. There will be a severe price to pay for officers who use their badges to commit horrific crimes. Well, again, you got to start sending them to jail. That's the only way they're going to start understanding. To send them to jail and get rid of qualified immunity, so these bad cops have a dog in the fight. And that way they hold them personally liable. This crap that they go out and hurt people, and then the end result is taxpayers got to pay out. So this young black man here, his family will sue, or he'll sue. I'm assuming he's of age. He'll sue, and he'll get his $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, whatever it is. And I'm all for it. And let me just say this: I would encourage everybody, anytime you got a problem with law enforcement, they violate your rights, sue them. Because I'm going to quote my friend Steve Ronco. Go to Steve Ronco's YouTube channel. But Steve said it the best to me. He says, because he ended up suing a town and put the town out of business. Look up Hell Meadow, New Jersey, and read the story about that. The only way we're ever going to change anything is we have to bankrupt them. You have to sue them into submission, because they don't understand anything else. So I would say, sue. Sue them for every little thing. And so, you know, at some point when You get these bad departments where they're racking up $1 million in lawsuit settlements that maybe at some point the taxpayers
check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Start questioning, hey, why is this cheap? Why are your offices costing us all this money? This is the only way we're ever going to change anything, people, is we have to bankrupt them. That's the only way you can do it. Bankrupt these cops, these bad departments, hold these cops personally responsible, and when they get convicted, send them to jail. No sweetheart deals, but that's fantasy land, right, people? Okay, we'll put this story in the link in the description, and you can go read it yourself. This is what this young man looked like after one of those heroes stopped him and was protecting and helping everybody, right? But it looks more like he was risking, these cops are risking this man's life. That's what it looks like to me, people. Until next time.
It sound right, boys.
And we start tonight with breaking news. Civil rights attorney John Burris has just released a body camera video in the case of a 17-year-old high school student in Stockton who was stopped for allegedly speeding and ended up with several bruises, he says, at the hands of Stockton police.
And a warning, this video is disturbing.
This is me! Ow! Ow! Yeah! I'm not resisting.
This is how 17-year-old Devin Carter looked after authorities took him to jail. Officers arrested him for allegedly speeding in excess of 100 miles an hour late last year. He had to go to the hospital for injuries he says came from those two Stockton police officers.
After an internal investigation, the chief made the announcement just days ago that the two officers were, quote, well outside the scope of both our policy and training. Here's what he told our Lena Howland.
Striking somebody around the head and the neck can deliver very serious injuries. And so the use of such should only be used in very limited situations. In this case, I found that it was not warranted when such was done.
Again, two officers were just fired this week, and new tonight, the family attorney tells ABC 10 they plan to announce plans to file a federal lawsuit tomorrow at noon in Stockton. So stay with ABC 10 for updates on this breaking news.